Shalom. I want to give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachak Wadash, and Shanya Kabad, God the Waller Quab, the Queen Nawa. Double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom, Wabarakim, Labakayim, Shayasharala. Peace and blessings to the elect of Israel. And as always, to the confusion of faces, meaning those who look like the other nations, but who have the faith in Yahweh and Yahushai. So to all of you brothers, no matter how you look, if you have the faith, and I want to say Shalom, Wabarakim to you all. So I wanted to name this video, His Ears Shall Tingle. And as I read this verse, I have up here Jeremiah chapter 19, verse 3. You'll see why. So it reads, "And say, hear ye the word of the Lord, O kings of Judah, and inhabitants of Jerusalem." And we understand that the nation of Israel, well, we'll just say Israel is a people before a place. All right, because Jacob, our forefather, one of the fathers of the promise being Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, his name was later changed to Israel. Okay, so and say, hear ye the word of the Lord, O kings of Judah and inhabitants of Jerusalem. So this is talking about the people. If we're being spiritual, comparing spiritual things with spiritual things, and understanding that this verse can be applied to the times that we're coming into right now. So it's applying to the people, or certain, well, we'll get into it. So it says, "Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the power of Israel, behold, I will bring evil upon this place, the which whosoever heareth, his ears shall tingle." So the Lord is bringing evil upon this place, meaning the people of Israel. And in these times, it specifically relates to the 2/3. All right. And more specifically talking about Jacob's trouble. Jeremiah 30 verse 7, meaning what? When the troops come in, the UN troops, martial law, plagues, pestilence, famine, death and destruction, woe, right? All these things coming upon the 2/3. Now the point that I want to really take out of this is it says, "Behold, I will bring evil upon this place, the which whosoever heareth, his ears shall tingle." All right, now when you look up that word tingle, it means to quiver, but I'm just going to get it anyway. So Jeremiah 19 verse 3, that word tingle right there. And let's just get right into it. It says, to tinkle, a rattle together, as the ears in reddening with shame, or the teeth in chattering with fear, quiver, tingle. And what do the scriptures say? When the Lord comes back and delivers his elect, there shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. When you're gnashing your teeth, you're looking up basically, and you're squeezing your teeth harshly together, right? That's gnashing of teeth, and it hurts, right? And you're doing that because, well, these people are going to understand that the men of the Lord had the 100% truth the entire time. And they're going to see that they knew a prophet. They once knew a prophet, and they heard the word of the Lord, but they despised the word of the Lord. That's why there should be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Because at the end of the day, the scriptures say that when this word goes out amongst the whole world, then the end shall come. So everybody will hear the true gospel of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. All right, but getting back to the point, the word, right, tingle, it means to quiver. So basically, let's go back and read it again. Jeremiah 19 and verse 3. I'm going to get the point. It says, "Behold, I will bring evil upon this place, the which whosoever heareth, his ears shall tingle." So these people are going to be quivering. They're going to be weeping and gnashing. And why are they going to be quivering? Well, let's jump over to Isaiah chapter 34. And we're going to start reading right at the top. And I like this chapter a lot. And the elder Apostle Gabar likes to bring this out, specifically saying how you should try to get into imagining and picturing, these end time prophecies. So this is an end time prophecy, Isaiah 34. We're going to start at verse 1. It says, "Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation," and indignation means righteous anger, "for the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter, because now you have a lot of nations that are being gathered right now, and the Lord is the one that mustereth, meaning he assembles all these nations over there in the Middle East. Yahweh Shaphat, all right, the judgment of Yahweh, okay? So let's continue reading. It says, verse 3, it says, they're slain also, and that's where World War III will be taking place, over there in the Middle East. Let me throw that out there. Isaiah 34 verse 3 reads, their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountain shall be melted with their blood. Now, when you're reading this, the scriptures say in the book of Sirach, I believe it's 19 verse 18, it says, the fear of the Lord is the first step to being accepted of him. I believe that's Sirach 19 verse 18. So if I'm wrong, Salaki about that, but I'm pretty sure it's Sirach 19. The fear of the Lord is the first step to being accepted of him. Now, when you read these scriptures and you understand that these end time prophecies are going to come specifically, around the nation as well, around the country, or Salaki, around the world as well, but more specifically in Babylon the Great, which is America, then that creates some kind of tingling. It creates quiver. Remember, whosoever heareth it, that evil that shall come upon this place shall quiver. So it says, their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses. Why? Because when those ICBM missiles, intercontinental ballistic missiles, that are coming from various places, nations, if you will, such as Russia, China, Iran being the top 3 talked about in these scriptures, then that makes you quiver, knowing that all those missiles are going to come over here and completely and utterly destroy Babylon the Great, which is America. It makes you quiver. And what else does it do? It creates some kind of fear. It puts fear in your heart, meaning your mind, and your lab. It puts fear in your mind of the Lord, of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and that should make you want to do the work. Go out there in the highways and byways, spread the work, make these videos. Right? And their stink shall come up out of their carcasses. Once again, those ICBM missiles. This is going to the amount of death that's going to be happening, not only over here in America, but over there in the Middle East. Yahweh Shaphat, right? Where these armies are being gathered, right? Where World War III will be happening. And the mountain shall be melted with their blood. Verse 4 says, and all the host of heaven shall be dissolved. Right? And what is a host of heaven? Well, everything in the skies, basically. What's up there? You got the sun, you got the moon, you got the stars. And that's exactly where those ICBM missiles will be coming from. It says, and all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heaven shall be rolled together as a scroll. Why? Because as soon as those missiles touch down here in Babylon the Great, which is America, it's going to create smoke that ascends up into the heavens, that ascends up into the sky, and it creates something that's called a mushroom cloud, right? So that's what's being portrayed right here in the 4th verse. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. That's that mushroom cloud. And all their hosts shall fall down, as a leaf falleth off the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. All right? So that's the ICBM missiles creating that mushroom cloud. And when you hear this, it makes you tingle. It makes your ears tingle. It makes you quiver. All right? I want to jump over as well. We're going to stay in the book of Isaiah, but we're going to get Isaiah 13. I'm going to start reading at verse 6. And I'm going to be jumping over a little bit. I'm going to read verse 6 through 9 and then jump down. This is Isaiah 13 verse 6. It says, howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. Why? Because you're going to have people literally out here catching heart attacks with everything that they see going on. But then also at the same time, spiritually, when we understand that, well, the scriptures talk about how men shall be act as women in these days. So they're going to be completely and utterly scared. Fear is going to be in their heart. Torment, right? Verse 8 says, and they shall be afraid. Well, there you go. And they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. I got ahead of myself. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames. Now, when you look up that word travail, in the online etymology dictionary, it literally means pain, it means torment and torture. I believe it comes from the Latin word travailler, right? Which is where you also get the French word travailleur, which means to work, right? But the word travail, the word travail literally means torment or torture. And torment or torture is basically continuous or ongoing pain. So it says the people over here in America shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. And when a woman is giving birth, she's travailing, meaning what? She's in constant pain as she's delivering that baby. And that's how these people over here are going to be in America. They're going to be in constant torment, constant torture, constant pain when all these plagues continue to boom, 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 hit and continue to come to pass, right? And what does that mean? When you hear this, when you hear words like this, when you hear these sayings, it should make you tingle. It makes your ears tingle. It should make you quiver. Meaning what? Spiritually, your mind is just quivering. You hear these things and you should want to get right with the Heavenly Father through His only begotten Son. Once again, you should be wanting to do the work. You should be wanting to hold the faith all the way into the end. The scriptures tell you in the book of Psalm 34 verse 7 that the angels of the Lord encampeth around those that fear the Lord. And this is why we fear the Lord, because we understand the calamity that's coming to Babylon the Great, which is America once again. So verse 9 reads, Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and He shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. I want to jump down to verse 15. It says, Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. Now that word ravished mean to be taken or to be raped. So it says their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Why? Because when those UN troops come over here, they're not going to know English. They're not going to understand anything that you're saying. They're going to have one mission, and that's going to be the one and only thing on their mind. They're going to come over here to establish martial law. They're going to raid your houses with their guns, and they're going to take you out, and they're going to quarantine you and put you in a certain part of the city, and then that microchip will be made mandatory, right? And in the midst of that, if your child gets dashed, well, it's in the scriptures right here. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. So in front of you, you're going to witness your children die. Their houses shall be spoiled, meaning what? They're going to be robbed. Your neighbors are going to rob your house. Why? Because there's going to be some kind of famine or a huge famine in the land. And famine means a scarcity of food or a lack of bread, basically. And your wives will be ravished. Man, who knows? That may happen right in front of you. Right? So I want to jump over to the book of I have it up here. 2nd Esdras, because I will stay in it. Because once again, the evil that's coming upon this place, and it's going to come across not only the 2/3 out of the nation of Israel, being you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, but to the you heathens, and also to the wicked, the Edomites. All right. And that's that tingling, that evil that we hear, that we read about in these scriptures, create a tingling, a quiver. It makes you quiver, right? So we want to read 2nd Esdras chapter 16, and I'm going to read verse 12 through I'll probably read through 19, because Esdras got an end time vision, and he said something that's very, very, well, we'll just say it's right to the point. He quivered, he tingled. Okay? 2nd Esdras chapter 12. I'm sorry, chapter what did I say? 16. Right. I'm sorry. Yeah. 2nd Esdras 16, verse 12. It says, The earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof, Why? Because that's those ICBM missiles. The sea ariseth up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also, before the Lord and before the glory of his power. Those ICBM missiles are creating this. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. Once again, from those various nations. They're not going to miss America, which will be completely and utterly destroyed. Verse 14, it says, Behold, the plagues are sent, and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled, and shall not be put out, till it consume the foundation of the earth. Like as an arrow, which is shot of a mighty archer, returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again. And that's how we know that these arrows are referring to ICBM missiles. They're going to be shot from the ends, it says, unto the ends of the world. And then it says, like an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer. Now it's giving a metaphor, a simile, an analogy. Like an arrow, like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer, returneth not backward, even so the plagues, those ICBM missiles that shall be sent upon the earth, shall not return again. Now this is what Ezra says when he got this vision. He said, Woe is me, woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days? Meaning these days that are surely about to come to pass very, very soon. We're living in what the elder apostle Tahar deemed as the year of prophecy. Now we're praying that all these things come to pass. And if they don't, well, we understand that 2019 could very well be that year. Who knows? We know in part, therefore we prophesy in part. But our job is to be spiritual watchmen. And we're blowing the trumpet right now, letting you know that all these things are coming to pass very, very, very soon. But the point is the fact that Ezra said, woe is me, woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days? Why? Because when he read this, then let's just go back to it. Okay. When he read all of those things, he quivered. Okay. It created a tingling in his heart when he heard it. So I'm going to end right here. This is Jeremiah 19 verse 3. It says, And say, Hear ye the word of the Lord, O kings of Judah and inhabitants of Jerusalem. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the power of Israel. Behold, this is the point. Behold, I will bring evil upon this place, the which whosoever heareth, his ears shall tingle. And Ezra's not only probably heard it, but he saw it. He got that vision. And so did Isaiah, because we were in Isaiah 34 and Isaiah 13. But they saw that vision. But what did Ezra say? Woe is me, woe is me. Who shall deliver me in those days? He was lamenting for himself. He was worried for himself. Fear fell upon him and he quivered. And that's how we are literally. You know, we quiver. We quiver knowing the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. The scriptures say that it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. And then it also says in the book of Corinthians, knowing the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. All right. So, you know, don't want to make this drag out too long. I pray that this is edifying. I want to give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Chakudash. Double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to the elect. Till the next time, shalom.